It's our party, we can do what we want. It's our party, we can say what we want. It's our party, we can love who we want. We can kiss who we want, we can screw who we want. It's our party, we can do what we want.
How's it going, everybody? Today's topic is going to be a little different for this series. I was kind of debating whether or not to do it because I felt like the word they were using did not actively reflect why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna read real quick off my phone. I asked a certain question before I started doing this series on my YouTube channel, and I actually threw out 4 different groups I'm on Facebook. Affirmation for Gay and Lesbian Mormons, Affirmation New York City for Gay and Lesbian Mormons, the Mormon Hub, and Mormon Building Bridges. And I'm not going to tell you which group this comment came from, but it kind of hit me because I'm not who they say they are. So let me just read it. It says, "You sound like an amazing person. I applaud your courage. It definitely takes an enormous amount of courage to stay and face the opposition. But if the church is to change their position regarding homosexuality, or at least change the way it treats LGBT members, it's people like you, in the inside, showing that gay people are just like the rest of us. That will break those barriers down. You are a pioneer." Now, when I think of pioneers, I think of people like Emma Smith, Joseph's wife, who started the First Relief Society, and Susan B. Anthony, who got women the right to vote. I am not the first person to break down those barriers of there being gay and lesbian members in the church. There are people such as Mitch. Everybody knows who Mitch is. Mitch is on the council of his ward in San Diego, California, and he is all over YouTube. And I love this guy. He's already breaking down his barrier, but maybe because he's a gay guy. Because he holds the priesthood. That's something different than what I do because I'm a female. Females at this current time cannot hold the priesthood and do ordained blessings and things like that. Because that's just not how the church works. And I understand that. And that's not something I'm trying to take away from the church. What I'm trying to emphasize to people by doing this series is that there are lesbian members out there. We're not as scary as you think we are. Yeah, we have tattoos. Some of us have short hair. Some of us dress like men. But I'm doing this series to help those who have left the church for the same fears I did. When I was coming out, I was just coming back from Iraq in 2006. I thought I was bisexual, and that alone scared me. 3 days after coming back, I'm in the hospital with my grandmother, who didn't want anybody to tell me she was dying. I watched her die in front of me. I was with her for 5 hours. She was my best friend. And while we were there, my sister was trying to make a little joke to try and get a reaction out of my grandma. She goes, "Hey, Grandma, Mommy thinks I'm a lesbian." And my heart just sank. My heart sank that day because nobody knew. That was pretty much the day that I came out to myself. And then I go back to the army. I go back to work. And now, to myself, I'm this out lesbian. I don't know my lifestyle. I don't know what to expect. But I knew that if I stayed being myself while I lived in the barracks, I could get in trouble. So, just so happens one day I ended up going to the gay club with my friend, and I met some really cool people who happened to be in similar situation as I am, but they were already married to their male counterparts. Their they're helpers. And they told me about what they do and their situation, and I figured that was a better situation for myself. I ended up marrying one of my good friends. We are still married to this day. Haven't seen him since I left the army in 2008. But because I did get married to him, I was able to move off post, actually into a house with these friends, and just explore myself, what I really like to do, what interests really interest me, and try and figure out what type of lesbian I'd be. And during that process, I fell away from the church because my home teachers would come over and I just felt very uneasy with them there. Not because of them generally, but because I knew what went on inside the house. Drinking, sex, cursing, things like that. Even though they didn't know about it, it scared me inside that they may know. They may be able to see it by my actions, by my facial expressions. And after that meeting that they came over in October 2006, that was the last time I went to church. Because also, when I went to church, it was mostly military who went to this ward, and they were men. I was the only girl. I had tattoos, and I just kept getting stares, and I had a feeling that by looking at me, they can tell that I was doing something wrong. That they can see inside my soul and know that I was doing something that I was unsure of. But I let Satan get the better of me, and I stopped going to church. Didn't mean I stopped thinking about the church and reading my scriptures and reading things online and talking to friends who are Mormons, who either A, happen to be gay, or B, know that I am gay. But I'm not a pioneer. I'm just another person who's trying to share their experience and hopefully one day help someone. I'm just me. I hope you guys who are struggling with the church, that you do find your answers. I know I haven't found my answers. I know I may never find the true answers to my questions. And I know I'm not gonna do everything that the church asks because it's impossible. In order to hold a calling, as of right now in the church, you can be openly gay, but you cannot have a sexual partner. You cannot embrace who you are. And I can't do that. Ever since I got out of the military, I learned I have a big, big mouth. I also learned that I'm not going to shut it either. Because freedom of speech is what is based upon this country. And if I can say something that may help someone else, that may change this, that may change that, I'm going to do it. That does not make me a pioneer. A pioneer is someone who faced adversity and won. I'm just a normal human being. Enjoy your day.